Welcome to another episode of Inside the Inferno. I'm John Kinney, joined today at the desk by Brady Hanson. We have a packed show, Brady, today.
Yeah, we do indeed. Baseball just wrapped up a two-game series against Utah Valley this week and are now heading up to Washington State to take on the Cougars. Here's Mahirson Hassan with more on the Sun Devils bats.
Thanks, Brady. It's been a rough week for Arizona State baseball as the Sun Devils offense has been cold. In fact, as cold as this ball that's been in my freezer for quite a while. Anyhow, the Maroon and Gold were back at Phoenix Municipal Stadium earlier this week for a two-game series against Utah Valley. The first game on Tuesday night started with the visiting Wolverines up 4-1 early, but the Sun Devils chipped away before a big hit by Brandon Compton, sending the ball over the right center field wall, and that two-run shot by the freshman designated hitter gave the Sun Devils the lead in the bottom of the fifth. And hey, hitting may not have been good, but the pitching absolutely stellar. Hunter Omelet in relief strikes out the side 1-2-3 in the fifth and sixth inning. He had 11 strikeouts and 5.1 innings pitched while also logging the save. Arizona State hangs on to win 5-4. The second game, which took place on Wednesday afternoon, saw the Wolverines get their revenge. Similar to Tuesday, the visitors started out hot, winning 5-0, but this time the hosts could not come back. Despite getting the bats going late, they lost 7-5, and it led to a players-only meeting after the game. The Maroon and Gold is back on the road this weekend for a three-game series against Washington State that starts today at 4:05 p.m. The Cougars enter the series 12-8 on the season, 2-4 in Pac-12 play, fresh off a midweek series sweep against Seattle. So let's see. Can the Sun Devils, just like this baseball over here, warm up by the end of this weekend?
Thanks, Mahir. Now over to the softball diamond, where the Sun Devils are coming off a series loss at home to Oregon State. This weekend, Arizona State travels to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Ducks in a three-game series. Roman Martinez is here in the studio to preview this weekend's series against Oregon.
Yeah, John, a very important weekend away from Farrington for Sun Devil softball. They're heading into this matchup against the Ducks with a 2-4 record in Pac-12 play. After struggling at home against both Washington and Oregon State in back-to-back weeks, the team looks to gain some momentum in the conference. The Ducks, on the other hand, have a 4-2 record in games against Pac-12 teams. Going hot and cold, Arizona State's opponents are coming into this one with a 16-10 overall win-to-loss margin. Just some key players to keep an eye on for both teams include Arizona native Tanya Wendell and Oregon native Ariel Carlson. Wendell is currently on a 5-game hitting streak, and Carlson homered in 2 of the 3 games played against the series against Utah. On the road in the Pacific Northwest, the first fixture begins tonight at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Pac-12 networks. The other 2 games will take place on Saturday at 2 p.m. and Sunday at 12. Those will be available to watch on Pac-12 Oregon. It should be interesting to see how these two battle it out at Jane Sanders Stadium.
This weekend, ASU Wrestling is competing at the NCAA Championships in Kansas City. Jack Bartlett and Brady Poplar join us to break down ASU's appearance.
Thanks, guys. We're here live in Kansas City waiting on the second day of NCAA's. Brady, it was a really strong first day for Arizona State. 4 guys made it to the quarterfinals. What can you tell us about their success yesterday?
The Sun Devils had a really good first session, going 7-2 in that opening session with 8 team points after session 1. After session 2, they finished with 13 team points. They have 4 guys in the quarterfinals. They have 2 guys in the wrestlebacks, Julian Shelbo, Jesse Vasquez. The 4 guys in the quarterfinals, by the way, Richard Figueroa, Kyle Parco, Ja'Cory Teemer, Colton Schultz, all of the Sun Devils' top wrestlers. 2 guys for the Sun Devils are out of the tournament. Kyle Valencia went 1-2, had really tough matches. And Tony Negron had a really good day, but ended up going 0-2, lost to the number 2 seed, 1-2 by a difference of 8 seconds of ride time. And then his second match had the lead 3-1 and just fell in the second period as time was remaining. He got reversed and got pinned with a second left on the clock.
Yeah, and speaking of Tony, Lee Pritz had a lot of high praise for him last night after the second session. It was his first appearance here at the NCAA tournament. It was the 5 ASU wrestlers, their first appearance here at the NCAA tournament, and Pritz had high praise for all 5 of them, and Schultz also had some interesting things to say.
First time for 5 of them. I think it was 5 of the AUs are first time here. So they're competing. Even Tony Negron, right? Tony Negron was out there competing, almost took out number 2, the 2 seed early on. 8 seconds riding time was the difference. And, and doesn't have a ton of experience. And I love how our guys are competing. They're going for it, and that's what we ask out of them. And I know I tell people I don't make predictions, but I do tell them, I was like, hey, I know our guys are going to compete hard. They're prepared, and they're going to compete hard. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm excited. Quarterfinals, it's usually where I wrestle pretty bad, but, we're going to change that. I'm going to wrestle my best match tomorrow. Just looking forward to it. Just feeling good. Just going to get ready. He's a good competitor. A guy I've wrestled, I think, just once. But, he's a great wrestler, and I'm excited I get to wrestle him.
Well, thank you guys. We're going to send it back to you guys in the studio in Kansas City. Brady Poplar, Jack Bartlett, Inferno Intel.
Thanks, Jack. Now over to the pool, where the ASU men's swim and dive team won the Pac-12 championship this year, going back-to-back as Pac-12 champions. ASU men's swim broke 3 NCAA records in the men's Pac-12 championship. Hubert Koss set the 200-meter backstroke record at 1:35.69, and Leon Marchand set both the 500 freestyle record at 4:06.18 and the men's 200 relay record at 1:25.5.
ASU is currently competing in the NCAA championships and will continue to compete through next week. ASU already set a school record at the championships in the women's 800 freestyle relay, beating the previous record by 1.03 seconds. Moving over to hockey, ASU's hockey season is officially over. Despite their best season franchise history, ASU fell just short of the national tournament. Now several Sun Devils have recently inked professional contracts. With more is Hannah Flanagan.
The Sun Devil hockey season has come to an end with the Devils recording 22 weeks in the top 20. This year, the Devils had their most wins in a single season since being a part of the NCAA. The Devils may have finished their season, but some of the players aren't done yet. Former captain Tyler Gratton has signed with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, a part of the American Hockey League. Joining him in the AHL is assistant captain Matthew Copperud, who finished out his Sun Devil career by becoming number 4 in the nation for power play goals and being put on the NCAA's all-time career power play goal leaderboard. Copperud also tied the single-season goal record for the Devils. He will be heading to the Bridgeport Islanders. Brian Chambers and Brandon Tapkin are both headed to the East Coast Hockey League. Chambers to the Kalamazoo Wings and Tapkin to the Newfoundland Growlers. We are wishing them all the best of luck as they enter this new chapter in their careers.
Thanks, Hannah. Now over to the women's hockey side, where the season has just wrapped up. Our Lachlan McTagg is here with a recap of the Devils' WCHL championship run.
Thanks, John. After going undefeated in conference play and bringing home yet another WWCHL title, ASU women's hockey once again punched their ticket to the ACHA Nationals in St. Louis. The Sun Devils were the 10th seed in the tournament and faced off against the Adrian Bulldogs, where they dropped that game 5-0. The ACHA tournament, however, is a double elimination style bracket, and the Sun Devils, with their back against the wall, faced a familiar foe who ended their season last year, the Maryville University Saints. Trailing 2-0 going into the third period, ASU came back and forced overtime, and in that extra frame, Ottawa, Ontario's Sam Murphy tipped one home to send the Sun Devils into a frenzy. The thrilling comeback victory set them up to face the Liberty University Flames, who are the reigning national champions. ASU gave them all they could handle, but it wasn't enough, as Liberty won a heartbreaker in overtime, 3-2. Sun Devil goalie Quinn Eatinger was outstanding, making 70 saves in the game. And afterwards, something special happened. She went out to the rink lobby to see her parents, and she was greeted with a standing ovation from both ASU and Liberty fans. Eatinger was named to the ACHA Women's Division I second team not long after the tournament's conclusion. The Sun Devils had their most successful season in program history and certainly have nothing to hang their head on going into this offseason. Back to you guys.
Thank you. Now track and field is currently competing at the Aztec Invitational in San Diego. Here to break it down for us is Alil Washington.
Hi, yes, Brady. The Sun Devils just came off an astonishing performance this past weekend down in Tucson, Arizona, as they competed in the Arizona Spring Break Festival Fiesta. Now the Sun Devils will be heading off to the sunny side of San Diego, California, as they compete against elite teams in the Aztec Invitational. But be sure to be on the lookout for senior sprinter Justin Robinson as he competes on the first leg of the 4x100 relay in the 200-meter race. Also be on the lookout for graduate student Gamali Felix as he competes in the 200-meter race, as both of these sprinters were recently just a part of the 4x400 relay championship team they won about 2 weeks ago. But that'll be another time to tell that story. But back to you, John.
Thanks, Alil. Now we head over to the lacrosse field, where the Sun Devils are coming off 2 wins in the Morgan's Message against Liberty and San Diego State. Our Courtney DeWallaby is here to preview this weekend's matchup against USC.
The Arizona State lacrosse team took on San Diego State this past Sunday, beating them 17-9 to kick off Pac-12 conference play. While it seems to be a beatdown, the game was tied 7-7 at halftime before ASU went on a 10-2 run. Junior goalkeeper Katie Valley hit the 400 career save mark against the Aztecs. Her standing contributions did not go unnoticed as she was named Pac-12 Lacrosse Defensive Player of the Week. Looking ahead to Saturday, Arizona State will be at home facing number 17 USC. After losing their last 3 matchups when meeting the Trojans, the Sun Devils will be looking for a big victory.
That will do it for our show. Be sure to check out our website, infernointelmedia.com, and check out our social media at InfernoIntel.
For John Kinney and the rest of the crew, I'm Brady Hanson saying so long from inside the Inferno.